Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show. Now, today's episode might make some people upset, especially if you're Mexican. But anyways, on Twitter, I got into it with a Trump supporter and a TMossBoss hater. The reason why I say that is because he's following the people that I beef with on YouTube. So, if anything, he's mostly a TMossBoss hater, more than a Trump supporter and stuff. But anyways, yeah, we got into it today. So he replied to a tweet that I made last month. Alright, he replied to it today, and I'm like, bro, I know I've made numerous tweets. Actually, you know what, before I even read off the tweets, like with the argument and things, let me just like scroll and see how much scrolling he had to do, because I posted numerous memes. I think all of the episodes to my podcast, Instagram posts, what else? YouTube posts, like when they post my videos and things. Yeah, you had to do some scrolling. You seriously had to do some scrolling. Like, I'm like on August 6th, August 4th, no, August 5th. What? Oh, it's a retweet. I'm all like, oh, okay. I'm like, why is it going like Instagram? But yeah, I've made numerous tweets and things since then, promoting a bunch of different stuff, sharing memes. So yeah, you had to do like some scrolling to find the tweet that I made. But anyways, yeah, got into it. So I'm gonna read the tweets that I can find, because whoever this person is, they deleted some tweets. So I should maybe screenshot the tweets before I had made this podcast. But I didn't think he would delete the tweets. But yeah, he was overall like repeating himself over and over again, saying what Mexican people are doing is illegal by like jumping the border and stuff. But anyway, so starting from the beginning, reading off all the tweets from myself and this person. So July 19th, I had tweeted out, just by random too. I don't know if it was like a news article or something I seen, or it was like something that like possessed me to make this tweet. But anyways, I said Trump and his supporters trying to convince people they're not racist, but if they could, they would send black people back to Africa too. Only people they can't send back was the ones calling America home before the Trumps of this world came and took over. People I was referring to are Indian people. We all know their situation. So anyways, he replied to it like almost a month later, and I'm like, bro, like, you don't have to stalk my account to start some argument with me and things. Like, that's the thing I just don't understand about like my haters and things. Like, they will go out of their way to find something about me and things. I'm like, you guys, I don't know, like, I really don't put my personal business out there and stuff. So like, I might state my opinions and views on things, and overall, like, every time I say something or state my opinion on something or my views on something, like if I hate a video game and I'm mad at it, like, they'll find every reason why that's a good game. And it'll probably be like the worst game of 2019 and stuff. That's why I'm like, anything I say, it's like, I just like, I can back it up. Like, overall, like, I'm just all like, like, just how I feel about things. Like, that's just how I feel. But with them, it's like, no, you're not allowed to feel that way, alright? Because of this, coming up with everything underneath the sun on why, like, this needs to be here and this. I'm like, you guys, like, please go bother somebody else. Like, dang, y'all wasting your times. But anyways, so he replied back saying, if people want to come here, there's nothing wrong with that. They should absolutely come here legally and learn at least the bare basics of English before coming here. So starting off with the whole coming here legally, because that's what he believes, that if somebody is going to come to America, they should come here the legal way. So if somebody got a gun to your head, like you're in Mexico, somebody got a gun to your head, but you managed to escape, and as you're escaping, you cross the U.S. border. Now, do you turn back to where people just had a gun to your head, or do you start a new life in America? Now, overall, like, yeah, be as careful as you possibly can in America, because if you do get caught, you can get deported and can't come across these same people. So, do you come to America, change your life, live your best and happy life, move on, don't ever have to come across these people again, they just had a gun up to your head? Or do you turn back around because you're all like, oh, nope, I'm in U.S. territories, I got to turn back around because this is illegal, I can't do this. Would you really do that? Come on now. That's what I'm saying. Like when he was like getting on me about like, oh, like Mexican people, they shouldn't be here and things because it's illegal to be here if they cross the border and they don't do it through like a legal system and things. I'm like, bro, they're living. If you read and watch documentaries and movies and all these other things about the conditions out there in Mexico, and I'm not saying that all of Mexico is bad, but they're like in some like they just I'm like, I'm not trying to say like it's a troubled country, but I'm just saying like they have some like problems out there that most people don't want to be a part of. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like if they come here and it's like they probably seen some things and they're scared for their life to go back to Mexico and things. So that's why I'm like, if I don't know, if it was me, I seen some Mexican people cross the country and things, and they're here, I'm like, hey, more power to you. I just hope that you don't get in trouble and get deported back. But then the next thing he said, he was just all like, oh, they need to learn like the bare basics of English before coming here. Now, here's my thing on that, because it ain't like America is small or everybody in America speaks English. Like there's people out here that be learning different languages and stuff. Obviously for reasons because there's probably people that are here and they don't know how to speak English. So that's why I'm all like, they need to learn like the bare basics of English. No, they don't. Nobody doesn't need to learn English. Whatever language they're taught, that's the only language that if they decide to learn English or Spanish or any other language out there, that's their choice. But the language that they were raised on, that's just what they're going to speak. So it's like they don't need to learn no bare basics of English and things. There's people probably that lived here their whole life, all right, in America and never speak one lick of English. So that's why I'm like, when he said that, I'm like, really? Like, I was reading that earlier and I'm like, is he serious? Like, they're supposed to like know it and things. Like, bro, get out of here. Because there's friends of mine that I know and their parents don't speak English at all. So that's why I'm all like, yeah, I'm not hearing that. I am not hearing that, okay? Like, that's, nah. Like, that's, nah. I'm just not hearing that. So, anyways, he had deleted some tweets. So, there are some tweets that I said that I was replying to of his that it probably won't, like, make any sense and things. So, like, yeah, the next one I'm about to read, it has nothing to do with the last two I read from his. So, yeah, like I said, he deleted some tweets. So, anyways, I said, so if your country is killing your people left and right with minimum consequences and the only thing you can do is jump the border, you wouldn't do it? Instead of getting rid of them, I don't know, this might be a crazy idea, but how about give them an opportunity at life? Because I feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, everyone deserves an opportunity, alright? If they came to America, alright, for change, to work, and to just live like a peaceful life, why is that so hard? Why is that so hard to provide to a person? Instead of having them in these like broken down camps or deporting them back to a country that they obviously don't want to be in and things. Because you'll hear about that stuff where it's like a person's been deported so many times where it's all like, well, that's a hint right there. They don't want to be in that country. So like cut them some slack. But anyways, then the next tweet I said, don't speak on something if you ain't going to see both sides of the story because you're furthermore proving my point about Trump and his supporters being racist. How would you feel if it was you getting deported right now and sleeping in unlivable camps? Now, when I say, I was like, don't speak on something if you ain't seen both sides of the story, the reason why I say that is because I picture myself in Mexican people's shoes. I'm going to picture myself in their shoes. If I was in a situation where I had no choice but to cross the border illegally, alright? And I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to come here, start a new life, hopefully it's good. Hopefully there ain't no bad stuff and no negativity going on in my life. If I come here to change my life or to get away from a life that would have torn me apart, okay? Would have probably killed me while I, just overall killed me and things. Why is that, why is it bad coming here? Why, overall, I know I want to come here and things. I'm sitting here messing up, but I'm like, no. I ain't made it this far. I'm not gonna freaking turn this podcast off and start all over again. So forgive me, all right, for messing up and things, cause like I said, like I don't know if I said in the beginning, I've done so many takes, but I get distracted, all right. I'm sorry. So, anyways, but yeah, like I see both sides of the story, all right. And overall, people don't want Mexican people to come here because they might cause some trouble and things, which is not good, but if there's a person that's coming here and they don't want to cause any trouble and they just want to, like, you know, live a good life, I see that side too. And I see nothing wrong with that. All right. So that's why I'm all like, when they talk about like Mexican people like coming here illegally and things, I'm like, all right, well, there might be a reason why they come in here. And if they do get in trouble, then that's on them. All right. Hopefully it's like hopefully they're not living a good life and then like something happens to them. Hopefully they out here doing something wrong. And then that's when they get caught. So, anyways, then I wrote a third tweet saying, instead of tweeting me about it, how about you go to some Hispanic people's faces and tell them how you feel. Then they know more about it than I do and can relate more to it. Make sure you record it too and see how far being a Trump supporter gets you. Now, the reason why I say like record it and things like record what you have to say, because it's like you're acting different online, all right? How you act online, you know you ain't gonna act like that in real life, all right? You know you ain't gonna go to some Hispanic people or Mexican people's face all like, you're here illegally and stuff. Go back to your country. Because then you're gonna come off as a racist, all right? And then they might slap you, which will be probably funny. But anyways, I say record it because that's what I want to see when they act like a certain way on the internet. I'm like, okay, well then you go up to some people and things like black, and that's why I'm all like, for an example, like a racist white person, they'll call me the N-word online. I'm like, okay, well you go up to a group of black people with that same energy and see how far that gets you, because most likely you're gonna end up on the news, all right, beaten and broken beyond recognition, and I ain't gonna be there to save you, all right. I'll just like that. Hopefully that's just your warning of letting you know, like, hey, the way I act on the internet, I shouldn't act like that in real life, all right. So that's why I'm all like, with this guy that's tweeting me, I'm all like, you know what, like, because you're telling me this like I'm here illegally and things. So no, you go up to some people that's either here legally or illegally and things, and you tell them how you feel, all right? Tell them how you feel and see how far that gets you and things. But anyways, yeah, then he was just all like, he replied, I think he might have replied to another tweet I had made, but he said, I understand those people have terrible living conditions. Oh, yeah, so he's replying to the first tweet that I made. And, yeah, he was like, I understand those people have terrible living conditions. Like, those people. Like, they ain't regular people. They're those people and stuff. But anyways, he was like, it's even worse than they're basically being put in concentration camps. But at the same time, those people are put here in those camps because they came here illegally. Then he said, keyword again, illegally. That's the point. And I'm like, dude, I don't care if they came here illegally, illegally, or any other way where it ain't involved with legally or illegally. These are people. And I think that's the point that he's not getting, okay? Because, and that's how I kept, like, bringing up. Put yourself in their shoes. Eventually, he does just all, like, understand what I'm saying and things. But he keeps saying, like, he said that at least, like, 4 times. Like, keyword legally and things. I'm like, I don't care about no keyword. These are people. They're being killed. They're being, like, living in bad conditions. They shouldn't be getting treated like this, and you over here trying to argue with me about how people should get treated because, oh, they're here legally and or illegally and things. So what? Like, the law doesn't matter when it comes to a person's life. Like, these are people's lives that we're talking about. I think that's the point he's not understanding. He figures, oh, my life is not involved, so therefore I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, my life is not involved either, but there's friends, there's people that I know where their lives are involved. So that's why I'm all like, bro, you over here trying to, like, convince me why Mexican people shouldn't be here, where they're like, it's bad for them to come here illegally and things. If that's the only thing that they can do, that's the only thing that they can do. It ain't even no argument. You put yourself in their shoes, then you come talk to me. But until then, don't sit here and try to convince me like if Mexican people coming here illegally, that's bad. It ain't bad. If that's like, if they're trying to escape a life where it's going to overall kill them, that's not bad. So I'm like, I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that at all. So, yeah, he said that. Then he was all like, I don't really support Trump, even though he's arguing with me about, like, Trump's views and things and, like, overall agreeing with what Trump is doing. And he's like, I have very mixed feelings about the guy. I also talked to a few Hispanic people about this, and they can see where I come from when I talk about it. They have to be friends. They have to be friends of his, or they have to be some Hispanic people where their parents are from here and things, or all their family is here legally and they don't have to worry about anything. But anyways, then he said, so I can't talk about it. Then he was like, I'll actually record myself talking to a few people about it when I get the chance to. Overall, he's not gonna do so. But anyways. Then he's like, another thing that bothers me is that you assume if I talk to them and tell them my beliefs, you imply that they would just assault me because of my views, and Trump supporters are the bad ones here. Well, I don't see Mexican people running into Walmarts or Targets or wherever stores shooting a bunch of American people. What just happened a couple of weekends ago, or last weekend, or last weekend or a couple of weekends ago. Was it a Mexican person that ran into a Walmart and killed a bunch of American people? Or was it a Trump supporter going into a Walmart and killing a bunch of Mexican people? And from what I heard, he was just killing Mexican people. He walked past white people, black people, a bunch of different people, alright? And he targeted Mexican people. And Mexican people, they're the bad ones here because they're here illegally. Not the ones that was born and raised here, alright? And they got a gun license and everything out here shooting and killing people because of their president's views. No, it's the Mexican people that came here illegally. They're the bad ones. Alright, well, anyways. Then, I think I replied to the one too. He was all like, keyword illegal or something like that. And I was just like, people commit illegal activities every day, alright, which is true. I'm in the middle of downtown Seattle and stuff, so I see a bunch of people committing crimes, freaking speeding, freaking running red lights, running stop signs, what else, like assaulting people, stealing. Illegal activities happen every day, and it's from our own American people. So don't sit here and tell me like, oh, Mexican people will be committing the most like illegal activities. They're the ones that's trying to stay away from all of that stuff. If they get caught up in something, then yeah, that's bad on them and things. But American people commit more illegal activities than Mexican people. All right, did anybody sit down and try to think of that? Like I'm saying, how many times you hear an illegal immigrant coming to America and start like shooting and killing people? It's a rare occasion, alright? So, anyways, like, I'll say this much. American people have, did more mass shootings than illegal immigrants. So, anyways, then he was just like, so I said, people commit illegal activities every day. People trying to find a new form of life shouldn't be illegal. Doesn't matter if that's the key word or not. People are out here losing their lives. Do you not understand that? And he just seen like past that. He just seen past the fact that people are actually out here like getting killed, losing their lives. Like how many kids that they said just got that was like being like killed at these camps? And I know people are all like, oh, it was just like it was a death that didn't or it was a like accidental death. No, they're putting these people in here to die. If they didn't want them to die at these camps, then they would have let them go, or they would have did something to where it could have helped them overall. Like, okay, instead of just having them sit there sleeping in these, like, freaking aluminum foil, how about go through the time of making them an American, an American citizen and stuff? How about that? I don't know, like, I just have these wild ideas that might be able to save people and things. Like, I don't know, like, that's just, like, I think I'd rather do that than to just sit there and see them rot. So, eventually it's gonna probably come to a point in time where it's, like, there's just like they all just end up dying, and that's just sad. It's just really sad. But anyways, yeah, he's seen past the whole like them dying and things. And his next reply is, also, if you want to move to another country regardless of your skin color and tribe, and you try to move illegally, they will either arrest you, send you back, or kill you. So it doesn't matter what race you are, it's the same thing in other countries. Well, I don't know. I just feel like America, they're just a little bit more strict than other countries. Like, I hear all the time, like, when they be saying, like, over in Iraq, and then they're like, well, all that terrorist stuff, and how people be like jumping the border, crossing the border, and things. Like, they trying to find a new form of life. So it's like, and it's like, yeah, I've never heard of somebody like, I mean, I've seen it in like movies and things. There was a movie I watched where there's like Mexican people had like crossed the border, and they got killed, which is, by the way, it's like a sad movie. I'm like, man, freaking people are like that. I was like, I don't know. It's like, I think like maybe find like a different country like Mexican people, because it seems like America, it's like they treat you like this, then yeah, it's like, it's just sad that it's like it has to be like this and things. But anyways, yeah, it was, I was just like, yeah, and it was like, he said that, I was just like, I just wasn't really replying to what I said, and I had tweeted him, and then he sent one last tweet. So I said, well, you seem to keep avoiding this. I'm asking you, how'd that make you feel if it was you or your friends or your family? You keep telling me the same thing over and over and over again, but you don't seem to want to put yourself in the situation. Then, then the last tweet he said was, all right, fair enough. I do have a tendency to repeat myself, but all right. That's a fair question. I would probably try to do the same thing they're doing. It is messed up, and I agree that they really shouldn't be that much of a legal bearing on immigration. So overall, like, yeah, there wasn't no argument with that, because I don't know. I get so sick and tired of a person where they have something to say about something, and they don't want to put themselves in that situation and see both sides of the story. They only want to see one side of the story. And so that's why I'm all like, I don't try to like come up with arguments and all that stuff on like, why you should do this or why you should do that. No, I put that person in that situation. So if somebody comes up to me and they're all like, oh, what Trump is doing to the Mexican people, that's good. And I'm like, okay, well, put yourself in their shoes. How would that make you feel right now? You're not wearing your suit. You're not wearing your tie. You're not driving your Maserati. You are in a concentration camp, starving, in a standing room only cell, okay, surrounded by people that you like. You might know them, you might not know them, but you're overall not living a good life. You escaped from a bad life to get into pretty much like a death sentence, because that's how I see it with these guys, until they do something to get them out and give them a form of life. And things like this isn't a form of life. Having them sitting in some concentration camps, like, no, ain't no form of life. Like, there's no argument in this world that can defend what Trump is doing. And I know his supporters and everybody else will have everything else to say, but until they put themselves in their shoes, live their life, okay? Live their life, see what they have to go through, and then come talk to me. But until then, it's like, if you ain't seeing both sides of the story, because this is how I see it. If it would have been me, I probably have been crying. I have been sad. I've been devastated the fact that I have to deal with some stuff like this. And people don't see that. People this are like, oh, well, I'm not in their shoes, I don't have to worry about it. No, until it does happen to you. Because it's like, I'm not saying that it would be you, but what if it's your next generation of family? What if it's somebody that you do care about? That's why I'm like, I remember when Trump got in the office and people seen what his true colors were, they were not supporting that. Even his own supporters stopped supporting him. So I'm all like, yeah, that's like with this stuff, man. I'm like, listen, like you got all these people here, and I was just like I said earlier, you got all these people here, right? You got all these people here at these camps, and they're not sitting down and taking the time to try to like sort some things out to make them a citizen. They'd rather have them sitting there for all this time, starving. All right, probably like having like health issues, all of these problems that's going on with them. Instead of making them a citizen, you'd rather just see them just rot and die in these cells, or see these kids rot and die in this aluminum foil. Like, you like treating these guys like straight up, treating them worse than prisoners. Their prisoners be having like a lavish lifestyle. Did you see prisoners with TVs, freaking full boxes of Domino's pizzas and stuff? And then here it is, you get the like people that's like they didn't escape. Like, it's just sad that you see that these guys like they escaped from a like very like bad situation, you know, where it's like there's so much going on in their country where it's like they had to escape, come here, just for this to happen to them, just for them to get put in the camp. And then it's like they can't leave, they can't do nothing. They might have came here to see family. I don't know, but either way, it's still messed up. And that's why I'm all like, I see both, and it's like I see both sides of the story, and I take up more of the Mexican people's side because these are their lives that's on the line. Everybody else is speaking on this, where they don't have to deal with this. Your life is not on the line. And I know people gonna be all like, "Oh, Mexican people." I think there might be multiple stories of like some illegal immigrant came here, killed some American person and things. But the only one that I remember compared to all of the American people that's came then killed their own others, like, come on, man. Like, but there's like I remember there was one where the like it was like some illegal immigrant killed this girl or something. Trump used that story to aid why a wall needed to be built and things. And I'm like, that's all they care about. That's all, like, they care about this wall. They just care about Mexican people not being in the picture and things. But it's like, the funny thing is, it's like you might get rid of some of them, and they might have to get sent back to their countries and all that stuff. But there's ones that's already here. There's ones that's born here. They've marked their territory. So it's like you might be able to get rid of some, but there's some that's here and they're here to stay. So that's what I'm all like with this situation where it's all like Trump supporters. They just got this like strange hatred out, and it's all like it's something that's been developed. Like it's something that's been in their like system. They just needed somebody like Trump to just, you know, I guess voice their opinions. They honestly can't voice it themselves, so they're all like, oh well, let's go to the president. The president, he speaks for us all and things. He don't speak for me. He does not speak for me at all. So overall, like they talking about, oh, this is making America great again by killing off people that hasn't even done anything to anybody. Like honestly, how I see it is that Mexican people, they're getting treated like, and I know it's like there's that term where they want to call them like aliens and things. I don't call them aliens. There's no reason to call them aliens and stuff. They're humans, all right? They're humans just like everybody else. But that's how they're really treating them. Like they're treating them as if like they're not human. And that's all just like, that's just like the thing that I just don't understand. It's like, why are these guys not getting treated just like us? Like the fact that it's going to reach a point in time where we might have to go to war or something, like it's gonna be some stuff going on in the future. That's how I see it. There's gonna be some stuff going on in the future to where we have to fight for Mexican people. And it's going to probably reach a point in time where it's all like, you know, Mexican people, they come here, it's just like, all right, we're just going to have to deal with it. You know, so it's like, I don't know. I don't see anything bad with, if there's all like, if they ain't out here trying to do bad, then it's like, okay, cool. But if they out here doing bad, then it's all like, all right, well, then yeah, you get one chance only in things. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I really don't see anything wrong, you know, with some kids wanting to come here and things and start up a new life. Like they had this video and I couldn't watch it because I'm all like, I know if I watch this video it's just gonna probably make me mad. But here was this little girl, this I think, yeah, she was think it was like, yeah, with these like ICE raids. And she was like, came home from school or something. I think because it was a friend of mine's told me about it. I think she was like, had watched the video, and she was saying how, I guess the girl came home from school and found like her parents like not there and stuff. And I'm like, seriously? Like that's the way then led down. It's, man. And it was like stuff that we didn't have to worry about. Now all of a sudden we gotta worry about it. It's messed up. It's really messed up. So yeah. I wish the best for the Mexican people out there. Prayers out to you guys. I really hope that there is a point in time in our lives when we could just like look past this stuff and yeah. Overall, you know, give Mexican people an opportunity and things. But anyways, give like all like just people an opportunity. But overall, I guess it's not gonna happen when we got racists in charge. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening or watching. And yeah, peace.